Hello guys, this is Roy from Arena Mini 4-Wheel Drive Club, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And for this video, I'm going to show you about this uncut version tune class setup. And this one is a Super XX chassis. Because there's people asking me why I only do the MS chassis. But today, that's why I'm making the Super XX chassis, and to give people some idea also for the single shaft motors. And also there's some tips will be in the video that I show you how to build this car. Okay, so hopefully this video can help all the beginners and to improve their skill. Okay, so let's check the video. Check it out. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to using Super XX chassis as an example for showing people how to do the tune class uncut version. So as you can see, I'm trying to clean up all the parts because those parts is basically from my old Super X car. But all the parts still can be useful, so I not throwing those, and I just try to clean that out because nothing is damaged, so I can still be used. And people might ask why I'm choosing the one-way wheels and also the offset tires. It's just for me, the Super XX chassis, well, I should say Super X chassis, for me is a memory for when I was a kid. That's the car I played, so that's why I'm using the Super X, and especially choose the Dynahook, this this body, to make this uncut version, because for me the Dynahook is a memory. So because I'm going to make the single shaft motor and using the Super X, and might as well just make the Super X's car, and to keep my memory still going. Okay, so for here, as you can see on the the gear cover, I put the sponge brake on the pulls. The reason why is those sponge brake can make your gear covers is not easy to get pop out by the impact, so that one can help you to hold the gear cover on the position and won't get popped out by any damage when your car fly out or get hit. And now I'm using the multi-roller states. That you can see there's a lot of options that you can use on the multi-roller state, so that's why I choose using this, because it fits the Super XX chassis front. There's 4 holes that I can bolt this plate. So those 2 holes are the one we are going to using to tight our plates. And I'm also using the multi-roller front plate as my front brake, and also because it's exactly same, so that one can also be my front underguard as well. And now I'm drilling the 2 countersunk holes for me to put the countersunk screws. And there's one thing that I want to let all the beginner know. If you want to bolt the screws from the bottom of the chassis, there's something you might need to do. Is here I'm using the 1.97 millimeter oh sorry, 1.99 hand drills, and to make the holes a little bit bigger, so you won't have a hard time when you trying to install the screws from the bottom. Because if you didn't do that, and that will be very very tough when you trying to uh, put the screw from the bottom to top. It might gonna make your screw get damaged, so that's why I recommend people just using the hand drill to make the hole a little bit bigger. Is not too big. Don't make sure it's not too big, because if you make it that too big, and your screw won't be able to tight it in the hole. And now I'm going to using the lock nut to tighten it up, and to check the plastic cover, the dyno hook, how is that fit. And actually it doesn't fit, so I have to try to make it fit. So I sand the front bottom a little bit, and to see if that fit, and if that works good. And then I try to sand a little bit more, and to make sure it fits better. And right now I'm going to install the 13 millimeter rollers. Okay, so here's a idea. If you put the 13 millimeter dish type plate and using the like the multi roller, say like I did, your roller shouldn't touch the chassis, because there is a little bit space that your roller can like spin. So this part you don't have to worry about. It should be good. But if you want to do the 19, then you need to install your rollers in different way. You have to adjust your plates. And for this setup, for the front, I choose using 13 double rollers for the my front. The bottom I using the dish type, but on top I using the double rollers. So this way, at the front I have a double 13 millimeter to make sure my car is stable at the cornering. And but because the top I'm using is the 13 millimeters, so I don't need to install any the stabilizers at the front. Okay, so here you can see I using the plate for the rear is from the MS Evo kit. So there is the rear plates that Evo kit comes with is like edge plate, so you can using that for the rear. And here I'm trying to using the popsicle, but I realize it's pretty short, so I using this the Tamiya rear brake, the new one, and to make sure I can using the all the 165 and not wasting any space. And I using the 19 millimeter rollers at the back. So the bottom I choose the aluminum 6 holes, and on top I choose the plastic 19 millimeters on top. And this one I have a little bit different design. I try to make the rear as an AT, and the brake is adjustable. And now I'm working on the rear dampers. The Tamiya has the rear hammer damper that Tamiya has for sale, but I prefer to make my own version. So I'm using the two extension plate on top, and there's one is the MS bottom support kit, and to be the bottom plate, and that I be able to install light two lightweight dampers on this both side, and to make enough weights for the back and can make the car stable. And there's also some different type of the dampers set up for the rear that I will show you guys in the next video for the tune class setup in next video. So this one I just show you how, give you some example how you can build like your tune class cars. And right now I'm working on the side dampers because the Super XX, even though the side damper, it has a stronger than the Super X chassis, but still it's hard to find a place to install the dampers, because I try to make my damper as close to the front wheels as possible, and so this way I don't have to put any weights on my front plates. So I'm trying all different type of the extension plates and see which one will fit. And in the end of the video I will show you the final decision that I made, because after all this video I just do my final decision for the side damper, and to make it is much more stable and stronger, but it didn't show in the video. So at the back, in the end I will show you in the end of the video and how I did the side damper and make sure it doesn't move. So here I choose using the AR side damper for using for my side, for on the side for my tune class setup. And there's one thing I want to share with you guys is every time for the new people, when you are trying to set up your side dampers, there's one thing, like, see what I'm doing is I try to drill the hole from for the side dampers, so when we put the screws on, then we don't have hard time to like put it on. And the other thing is, when you install your side damper, try to make it as low as possible, like just 1 millimeter from the ground, and try to make it as low as possible, because this way you can put all the weights for like lower weights that you installed, and can make your car much more stable. And for this situations, because I choose the offset tires, and also it's large size wheels, so it's pretty high for the whole chassis, so I try to lower my side damper as lower as possible. So that's why you can see I try to do all the adjustment. So here you can see I try to make my side damper as like that low, so because the tire that I choose, it's pretty bouncy, so I try to make that low and get the car stable. So like I should say, that's the price I have to pay if I want to using the offset, because there's advantage for using the offset tires, because it's offset, so the surface touch the track is not that much. So plus the one-way wheels, this car might be doing pretty good at the cornering. So let's see, in the futures I will do some video for the test run on this car, and hopefully you guys can, I will give you guys the video and show you guys how it really works on the track. Okay, so I install all the dampers and I do some drop tests and see how does the damper works, and try to make tight it in the right position, and it works the best. And now I'm installing the battery and everything, try set it up, like complete it and do the drop test and see how it really works. And so far it works okay. And now I just turn it on and see how it really runs, and see if the gear is runs okay. So far so good. And right now I'm doing the last step, is try to get the right size for the screws, because some screws I try to make using the longer one, and see when I install it, then I will adjust the size for the screw and the end after everything has been set up already. So then this way I don't have to try to hide the screws, and to make sure there's all the screw the size is right. Okay, so now let's check, is that fit? Is fit and good enough. Okay, so here is the complete uncut version twin class cars. So as you can see, I'm using the multi rollers, the front plates. So those two are connect to the front under, like the front brake, and this can be the underguard, so you won't, the screw won't stuck on the track. And also there's two, I just put it on, and to make sure this plate is stay at the position. And like I said, I try to make this plate as lower as possible, and at the bottom actually, because I'm using the offset and the large wheels, so it makes the bottom clearance is pretty high, so that I be able to put a popsicle at the bottom and to tighten it like this. Like here's 2 points that I put the popsicle on, and those two is from the side damper, so this way it won't be moved. Okay, so it can hold the side damper over there, it won't change the shape when the cars get into, like, let's say the wave or the digital curve, so it won't move because the shaking. Okay, and for the rear parts that you can see, I do this simple AT systems. There's a simple AT systems that I have, and the bottom I choose the underguard is using the 15mm stabilizer for the bottom, and I do the countersunk and the center, so you'll be able to hide the screws, and also plus the AT systems. So this one hopefully might help my car is not stuck on the track. And you can see here I have the tail, like rear dampers that I made by using the 2 plates of the extension. So here you can see it clearly. And this rear brake is made a little bit different. Is you can change the shape, so when the car goes on the slope, it can change the shape on the slope. So basically when the car is going up to the slope, like of course this is the bank, but when the car go on the slope, this one, you can see the back, it will still stay on the track because the shape can be changed, so it probably can get the car on the slope get a little bit more brake. So this way I don't need too much brake, and this one can be adjustable, so I can have less brake for the front, and the rear brake can help me for doing the job. Okay, so this is today's video, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share this video and likes my channel. Okay, thank you. And next video I will show the different type of the setup of the tune class. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Thank you.